Big Time Bike Racing is back in Hong Kong. Hello, and you're very welcome to the Sung Hung Kai Properties 2023 Hong Kong Cyclothon as we get set from some high-octane UCI bike racing of the highest caliber, 103 kilometers in front of the riders at the end of a great festival of activity across the day here in Hong Kong, in Kowloon. And what a gorgeous part of the world it is. Hong Kong is back open. We're back for some big-time bike racing, and I'm delighted to say as well that Jayco Alula, into which the Mitchelton Scott squad has morphed over the years, rebranded as Jayco Alula. They're part of the lineup that we're getting set to enjoy. Well, what is the Cyclothon? We caught up with Olivier Sen, the race director of this event, to let us know and just tell us exactly what's involved in today's event.
I'm Olivier Sen. I'm the race director for Hong Kong Cyclothon 2023. We're in the heart of Hong Kong Muddy Gardens, right where the race will happen on Sunday. The pro race started in 2015, then turned into a Hammer Series event in 2018. And due to the pandemic, we restart now. So it will be the 5th event with the pro race as part of the Cyclothon here in Hong Kong. Well, it's really the biggest cycling event here in Hong Kong, with apparently 5,000 people riding their bikes early in the morning over 2 different courses, a 30k and a 50k course over the bridges out towards the sea and back. And then there is some family, kids races, VIP rides, and in the afternoon we will have the pro race here on the 4.3 kilometer circuit in the heart of Hong Kong. I think it's a combination of being a huge city, an international city, and a sports event that happens actually on public roads. It's not in a stadium, it's on the road, so roads have to be closed. It will have impact on the people that live around here, but it's sort of a bit exciting, and as it's not a cultural thing here in Hong Kong, having a cycle race, so I think it's going to be mainly interesting to people to come and have a look at it. And we'll have great pros racing here and making an entertaining race in the afternoon.
Culmination of a great day's festival of cycling activity here in Kowloon as we get set now for this great event. It's the first round of the 2024 Asian UCI cycling calendar and the end of the season for many riders. We've caught up with a few of them now. Let's hear from them.
We've got 14 teams at the start. That includes one World Tour team, Jayco Alula, and Pro Team Coratec. And then we have continental teams and the Hong Kong national team.
Joseon, Hong Kong.
Joseon, Hong Kong. We are here in Hong Kong for the last race of the season and we are quite happy to be here.
This is the last race of the season, so 100k is not a really long race.
I like it because it's quite flat, so you can stay on the wheel. It's new cycling, so sometimes you stay on the wheel and you drop.
This is a sprint race, not mountain or hill, so for me and my team is a good opportunity for come back home with a great result.
It's going to be a spectacle to watch, of course, and it's going to be like a really hard race, I guess, with the build of the circuit with a 180-degree turn and then up the climb, and it's going to be a hard effort and definitely a hard race.
It's a short race, so I think it's going to be very intensive, and I think it will just be 2 hours of flat-out racing.
I'm Hamish McKenzie. I'm 19. I'm from Australia. This is one of my first races with the team. Actually, I'm a stagiaire, so I've been doing the last back end of the season with the team, and it's my last race of the season. I'm excited to be here, first time in Asia.
It's a unique place, I'd say. It's very special.
Fascinating variety of opinions there on exactly how this one is going to play out. It is a familiar course. We have seen it before in the Hammer Series, albeit there are a couple of changes to take note of. And the course, total of 4.3 kilometers in total for the riders. They're going to become very familiar with it as the day goes on. This is what's in prospect. We start on Salisbury Road, going in the opposite direction to the last time, if you remember this particular event from the Hammer Series days. And we head up a little bit of a drag up along the Hum Hong bypass up to the hairpin, one of those acceleration points. Those hairpins can be pretty demanding, actually. Hard braking, and every time they have to accelerate out of a corner, it's a little bit of an ask. Another bit of the hairpins is going to take the riders up past the Science Museum, along Modi Road, and then back out onto the bypass proper. Along Salisbury Road, the final hairpin is about 500 metres from the line. They plunge down, and there's a little bit of a rise on it as well. That's 4.3 kilometres in total, just under 50 metres of elevation per lap. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it all adds up to almost 1,200 metres. Around the 103 kilometres of racing. Weather's absolutely stunning. There has been quite a lot of rain in the region over the last few days, but I can tell you it's, well, sun splitting the stones stuff here at the moment. 24 degrees centigrade. It's really humid, but in all respects, it's a pretty nice day for these riders, many of whom are finishing the season. A few others, of course, are thinking about the season to come, because this is actually the first round of the 2024 Asian UCI calendar. And the riders are all starting to file along the start line and get set to prepare internationally enough. All eyes on Jaco Lula, the single World Tour squad present here, and we've heard from several of their riders. The Corratec Salitalia squad from Italy as well, the single pro team Division 2 outfit, and then 11 continental teams from various parts of Europe, Asia, North America, from all over the world really. They've come to assemble for the opening up of bike racing and indeed tourism activity in general here in Hong Kong. And of course there is a Hong Kong national team which is sure to be pretty fired up. Total of 76 riders. We've got 14 teams in total. Relatively compact but still sizable peloton that's going to be super motivated. Total of 8 Hong Kong based riders, and a lot of the continental teams have brought fast finishers, so it will be interesting to see, does it play out as Zdenek Stibar has suggested, to be a race that splits up into a relatively small group contesting the glory, or will we have the big pack still in contention approaching the finish line?
This season is the first season of Team Corratec Salitalia as a pro team.
The team is come from Guam, a small island near Australia.
We didn't China, we come just from China to here.
I have one racer of Guam and one French racer, 2 English, and the last racer is handicapped.
This is good race, nice people, nice town.
I'm trusted to my team for the future and for this race.
Yeah, everything is okay in Hong Kong.
And we're underway. The 2023 Hong Kong Cyclothon is underway, and as I say, there might be just the merest hint of a neutralised section, but I'd say those riders at the back will want to get clipped in pretty quickly. And we're underway, and racing is already challenging. Up that little flyover there, it's a very, very wide open, as you can see, a 3-lane highway, which tends to diminish your understanding, really, of how demanding that little drag is. 48 metres in total of elevation per 4.3 kilometre lap. As I say, that doesn't sound particularly daunting, but then add the laps to the laps, add all those accelerations out of the hairpins, and this is going to be a lot more demanding than you might expect. 6 riders maximum per team. A couple of squads coming up short. And around the first hairpin of the day, just to get a sense of how demanding this one is. Peloton still well together. There have been a couple of attacks, but nothing that is going to prevent the rest from staying in touch. Group of 4 riders trying to hoodwink the rest, and Jaco Lula's squad want to ensure that they're involved in absolutely everything that's happening off the front of the bunch today. It's the second hairpin on the lap as we make our way around the more technical aspect. He's a right-hander followed by quick left-hander, another left-hander. You can see the way the concertina effect, accordion effect, call it what you will, These riders pile on in on the brakes, and then those at the back will find the next attack, at least the next acceleration point, a little bit more challenging, whereas those at the front of the bunch are already through that particular bend. So it's pretty busy on the front of the peloton. We understand that one or two riders have come to grief back in the middle of the peloton somewhere, some way, and that surely will cause the odd split here and there. But that is a relatively large, potentially unwieldy group. And the Corratec Alitalia squad, naturally enough, ensuring that they're close to the head of affairs, the Jayco Alula team as well, rider in every move. And they've got at least one in this significant little split. I don't think they're going to be chasing much today. They're going to be very much in attack mode. So more attacks and more cracks in that main peloton as we come through the technical middle section. Big attack off the front of the peloton now. There's huge splits all over the place. This is fairly shattering and coming back together again. And quite a separation there, isn't there? Riders being detached from the front of this lead group. A few riders too. Who else has made it? William Eves. So at least two from the Aris Skip Capital squad. Terengganu Polygon cycling team have put a rider into the mix, the Malaysian registered team. Aiman Kahyadi is their representative in there. Blake Quick is the other rider from Team Jayco Alula. Who else has made the split? Stibar's made it, so has Pusti, as they call him, Lukas Puschelberger from Austria. 16 riders to the fore, including the biggest names in this particular event. Zdenek Stibar, what a wonderful career he has had, and what a marvelous conclusion. What a great place to finish off a storied career at the very highest level of the sport. And Hong Kong, with this event, celebrating the opening up of the island and of the region. Coming up on a half an hour of racing already, and the first significant split of the day has been made. 16 riders who have a shared objective of eliminating the main peloton from their inquiries for the rest of the day. Who else has managed to make it in? Well, we got Rudy Porter, Lucas Posselberger, Zdenek Stibar, and Blake Quick. So 4 riders as well from the Team Jayco Alula squad. And last time we heard 59 seconds between the leaders and the first of the chasers, which is a group of 3 who are still pressing on valiantly, and they in turn had just under half a minute advantage over the peloton. And down through the underpass at the back of the group, we've got Batsaiken and friends just having to make a little bit of an extra effort to make sure that they make it back in. Nothing huge, you understand, but everything counts in large amounts. So here's the situation. It's really settled down now. We've got a real sense of what's involved. It's over an hour of racing at this point, and coming up on the halfway point of proceedings, an early split, about 18 riders going clear. They managed to jettison a couple of those, and it settled down pretty quickly to 16 riders up front. They're being chased by this particular trio, just a minute and 8 seconds back, and then the main peloton at 2:44. And these the trio who I suspect are going to be absorbed quite soon. Punsavath is the leading rider there, the 32-year-old national champion from Laos, racing with the Ruyai online insurance team. Here's your lead group, 4 riders from Jayco Alula, Porter, Posselberger, Quick and Stibar. How are they going to line it up? 4 riders too from the Corratec Alitalia squad, including Viviani and Dalle Valle, their big name riders, both of whom have a decent finishing kick. And the main peloton somewhat reduced as well, isn't it? Bit of a chase group developing off the front of the main peloton. I can tell you that David Pena has infiltrated that one for the Jayco Alula squad. I don't think he'll be making any sort of contribution. There are riders in here for whom the finish can't come quick enough. And there are other riders in here who are just starting to get going as the race ends. So we'll see who's still got energy for the fight. Are we down to 15? Will Lutz Atkinson be able to get back on? Well, he's got, unfortunately for him, the drag in every sense up to the first hairpin on the lap. I can tell you that we're hearing that the gap between these riders and the chasers behind is down to 50 seconds. So they're actually starting to make inroads. The question is, are they going to get there quick enough? We're, what, on 9 laps remaining at this point? Here are your chasers, down to 50 seconds. Still, you got to keep hydrating and trying to keep as cool as possible. It's hot work. Trying to keep themselves motivated as well. Blake Quick. Maybe starting to think about the end game. Absolutely no panic whatsoever from Jaco Alula. They put a rider into the chase. Corotec Salitalia, a rider into the chase, and naturally enough, the Araskip Capital squad, who have 2 riders. Doesn't look as if it's panic stations just yet. Allowing this rider to dangle out front. It's starting to split up a little bit. Things getting frisky. It's all starting to happen here, and we're going bike racing because Kayati is getting what he wants at the moment, and this is a decision. Could this be Posselberger, or is it Stebar that has decided to take his leave of the rest as the Jaco Alula squad, given their collective strength, they've decided to go on the attack, so too of the Corotec squad. And it's all causing a little bit of frantic activity. Sortsakis, Polychronos Sortsakis just making his way back on there, and that is indeed Stebar that has decided to just a little softener upper there. And the next attack comes right over the top from the Jaco Alula squad. Corotec all over that one. There's only one way to play it, and that's attack and attack again. This is how they formed that lead group in the first place. Also looks like the Corotec squad are going to leak a couple of riders. Zambelli has been called to account. I think Masotto as well was the other rider. So the Corotec squad are going to be down to just 2 representatives up front. Jaco Alula keep their 4 involved. And he's gone on the attack again. Kane Richards showing so much intent early on, and the Australian rider wants to be involved, and the split's going to happen. There's a lap group are being caught, and they will be stopped, so they're not going to jump in here. They understand that Jaco Alula going racing here. They've got all 4 riders involved in a group of, what, 7 or 8? And this is the biggest attack we've seen in the bike race, the biggest solo attack at any rate. Almost instantly, an advantage of 10 seconds opened up over the rest, and Jaco Alula squad are going to look around and say, well, we're not chasing him. It might offer an opportunity for some riders to get back in, but will they have the strength? Viviani frantic in his efforts to stay up front, and Dalla Valle just wants to cover another little counter. Well, they're coming left and right. Kane Richards goes on the attack for the Araskip Capital squad. Lucas Posselberger settles into the long-range attack form that we've seen from him. Grand Tour stage winner. And we're hearing that Talia Viviani has hit a problem because he has just been dropped. Now, is that the sheer pace and intensity? Wheels are falling off a little bit for the Corotec Salitalia squad. 19 laps completed, and it's still the young Australian Kane Richards that sits on the front. Posselberger, with 25 seconds gained on the chasers, knows that, well, he will keep a constant pressure. So a little bit of an update for you. The current situation is that Lucas Posselberger has a 25-second advantage over a group of 10 riders, with his teammates Zdenek Stebar, Blake Quick and Rudy Porter watching with interest to see just how well the other riders, including Kane Richards and William Eves, are going to manage the chase. It's all hands to the pump. Whatever you got to lay it out there. And this race is going away unless they collectively work to try and close this one down. 5 laps remaining with this 4.3 kilometer circuit. There is time to do it. It's looking ever so slightly less likely that they're going to be able to close down Lucas Posselberger, there's your situation. Shown at +38, yeah, the last time through the finish line. There's the official timing. Latest update, 40 seconds. Another couple of seconds gained by Lucas Posselberger in his bid for glory at the end of the season. I know that's an absolutely fabulous image, isn't it? Metronomic, his upper body, no movement whatsoever. His lower limbs absolutely fluid, and just that high cadence. More attacks. There's this T-bar that's decided to try his luck with another speculative effort. A great way to finish his career. Ready to come up with a decent result here, and well, Kane Richards is not about to let that one go clear without a fight. Yes, the chasers behind have just come through on the opposite side of the road, so they're probably something in the order of about 700 meters to the finish line at this point. There you have them. That's 500 meters to go, and there is a solo attack, and it is one of the riders from Jaco Alula. Into the closing stages of the Hong Kong Cyclothon, and it's inside a kilometre remaining now for Lucas Posselberger. Inside the final couple of 100 meters. He's got time to soak it all up. He's got time to experience the joy of victory. It's been a couple of years since it happened, and Lucas Posselberger has delivered in fine style. He's going to enjoy the experience. He's a wonderful personality, and the victory in the Hong Kong Cyclothon for 2023 goes to Lucas Posselberger of Team Jaco Alula. The T-bar's going to ride here, and why wouldn't he? He's got a decent kick himself, and he's got a really good shot at closing out a 1-2 finish for the Jaco Alula squad and soaking up some of the glory on what it's been a great day of racing. So we focus now on the battle for second, and Kane Richards finds himself in the unloved position of leading out into the finishing sprint. Genetics T-bar, one of the most famous classics men of his generation. Kane Richards is a really good sprinter as well, and he's got to give it up. It's not going to be a 1-2 finish for Team Jaco Alula, and that is a great wave from Genetics T-bar at the end of a wonderful career, and a wonderful performance too from Kane Richards. Confirmation of the finishing order at the conclusion of the Hong Kong Cyclothon for 2023. Lucas Posselberger gets up for a victory by 1 1/3 minutes ahead of Kane Richards and his teammate Genetics T-bar. Blake Quick makes it a 1:34 finish for the Team Jaco Alula squad. Maybe we can catch up with your race winner now.
It was a hard race from the start. We had a good plan. We wanted to make it hard and try to set the speed from the beginning, basically. Anticipate the race and not getting in the backhand. And then like after the race we said, okay, we got to make it even harder. And luckily the first attempt already made the breakaway through, and yeah, I made it, hold it till the end, so I'm really happy actually.
As we leave the riders on the victory podium.
Thank you everyone, and congratulations to the winners.
I look forward to next year's edition of the Hong Kong Cyclothon.
Next year, goodbye!
And so today's race was great. Obviously, we had Jaco Alula, the World Tour team, that won the 1.1 race. And I see, I see all the commotions around and spectators all around, and we are just really into this. So, that's the best reward I can get.
Goodbye from the winner's podium. Goodbye too from all of us involved in this year's Hong Kong Cyclothon broadcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. My name is Declan Quigley from all of the team here in Kowloon and in Hong Kong. We look forward to seeing you again down the road sometime. But for now, thanks for watching and goodbye.